Good morning, Vestalian Codus in the woods once again, hoping to find something new in the new section. It's nice here, 'cause it rained this morning and the leaves are wet and, can hardly, if I wanted, you wouldn't hear a sound, but I'm walking normally. Look at this friggin', I sprayed my arms and the bastard still comes on me. I just left the car and my arms are still wet from the off. I don't believe these friggin' flies. I think they're deer flies. Alright, they're following me. Why is this small maple tree bent going up to the, to the tree there? Don't make sense. Maybe because, I can see why. Because of the leaves. Probably a snowfall bent it. I'll get back to you. It's really pretty windy today. I don't know if you can hear it. Higher up in the trees. Oh, geez, I felt something on my arm. Excuse me. I just had my coffee, and it gives me agita, or hiccups, whatever. There's a mess over here. Look at that. And the way it's bent and going down to the ground. And there's stuff all around this area here. I don't see any leaners or anything yet. Oh, here's something. Way over there. About 40 yards. Look at this mess. Damn. There's a perfect X here under these, you can't see it under these leaves. You can see where it's crossed. But it's been here a while. Here's another X. Are they natural, or did someone else do it? Ah, here's some leaners against this tree here. There's three leaners there. And look at this. You got a tree with a big fork going through this fork of a tree. You see that? right there. And this mess, trees on top of trees, piled on top. And then there were all these branches laying down on the ground. It seems like a blockade to block maybe deer coming through, to have them go around where they can hide and jump out on them. Alright, let me get, there's another something else about 40 yards away. I'm gonna go see it. See that thing running horizontal? I'm gonna go there now. Here's a bunch of trees with big branches, pile, or laying parallel to each other. See that? Okay, I'm near what I thought. Let's see how it's hanging. This could be natural tree fall. This big ass tree over here. See the top of it? It fell and possibly brought this tree that I thought was horizontal someone had made, but nah. The trees fell down all over the place here. This big tree running down. I'm pretty sure this is natural. Here's two arches. One about 6 feet from the other. And they crisscross. See this? How they crisscross? And look at this. Look at this. A tree that split. It was the fork that split. And there's a tree going up in the middle. And the two trees that look like arches run across them too. See that? That's crazy. Here's a big arch. Wow. Right here. You see this? Look at it. Goes way up, about 15 feet or more, and then runs down to the ground. Oh, look at this. Almost like a teepee. You got one big trunk going up into that fork, this small tree in the same area, and that smaller, skinnier tree in the same area. 3 of them in the same fork. I believe this is something crazy. It looks like an arch from down there, and look where it's placed on that little itty bitty broken twig, and it runs down to the ground. Crazy. That's crazy. What this branch is, I don't know, but it's between 2 trees and running against the bigger tree here. Why do these trees always end up in a fork is another mystery. You see? This tree, that was a young tree, and it's right inside of the fork of it. And this is something, how the hell did this get itself in between these young trees? You see? There's 3 trees there. Let me give you a shot from here. 3 trees, and it's going in between them. And this is the back of the tree, and the front is way up there with all that other bunch of branches and whatnot. Here's a fork of a tree, or a branch I should say, that's in between that tree. Forks. Look at this. How did this tree, this is crazy. How did this tree with all these branches get in between? It's a big tree. Get in between that space there. You see that? And it's also a fork. Look at there. There's a triangle. A fork into a fork. Triangles. This here. You see that? 2 forks inside each other, and they're freestanding. Here's a big log that's also a fork in between a fork. Alright, that's getting crazy. This is getting crazy. Here's another leaner, or an arch, if you want to call it that. That runs down, and it's a fork. The tip of it's a fork. More stuff, crazy stuff. There's an arch right there. I don't know if you can make it out. It goes down, up, and down to the ground. With all this other stuff around it, that big tree. With a fork at the end. 2 forks. One is a branch with a fork, and the other is the other part of the trunk with a fork. And then there's another fork. Oh God, I'm sorry, I didn't have the camera. Another fork in between that fork. It's excuse my language, but it's crazy, I'm telling you. Forking forks. Forking forks. Alright. Let me get back to the car. That's long enough for this day. I want to try to keep them short. Okay. Later. Okay, while I'm walking back to the car, I want you to see this area. All trees, but you don't see anything there. None of the craziness like over here, you know? Nothing. It stops at that row of trees. And that'll be it for today. Just two more quickies. You see that? Skinny, maybe it was a sapling. It's hung up in the fork of a tree. Where are you? Right there. Here's another one. This snap tree running down the fork in between the tree. Okay? And look at this fork. I never saw a tree that had a fork this high up. Look at this. It's not even in... I thought it would be rooted, but it's not. It's just a big fork. Possibly fell. Maybe it was pushed in, I don't know. And there's the forky. Forks, forks, sporks. What about this thing? This is still partially rooted. Of course, you could hear it breaking when I moved it around. Alright, that's it for today.